Alright, you know the drill. I'm starting off with my Milani and Too Faced eyeshadow primers and covering the entire area on top and underneath my eyes. I'm then going straight in with NYX's Jumbo Eyeshadow Pencil in Black Bean and running that sloppily on my lid as I'll be blending it out with my finger. I wanted this look to be fairly dark and dramatic on the eyes, so that's why I'm starting with a black base. And while the application may not look totally opaque, it really does help black shadows to appear stronger and darker when they're applied. And I'll go a little bit outside of my eye line, but I just clean it up with a tissue afterwards. For my crease shade, I'm going to be going in with MAC's Cork, which I am trying my damnedest to absolutely finish because it's almost done. And I'm just putting this through my crease to create an easy transition between the black and my upper lid. For my lid shade, I'm using MAC's Print, which I'm also almost nearly done with, and I'm putting that all over my lid and blending it into Cork in my crease. Print is not a solid, thick black, it's more like a very dark charcoal, but shades like this can get messy very quickly, so start with a small amount on your brush, pat it on, blend it on, and just try to make a very smooth transition between your lid shade and your crease shade. The more time you spend with black shades and the slower you go, the better the look will be. I also tend to go back in with my crease brush just so I can blend out the edges and make sure the transition is as smooth as possible. At first I wasn't sure if I wanted to be putting black in my inner corner since it can really close off the eye, but I tried it out and figured I'd just go with it. So I put a light layer of print on the inner corner and then went over it with IV05 from the Naked Cosmetics Ivory stack. This particular shade has a green reflect, so it really pops against the black base. I'm then going in with my trusty Kat Von D tattoo liner in Trooper and creating a wing as well as lining my entire lash line. I left a lot of this section uncut so you can see how I really create my wing, because I pinpoint where I want it to go and then draw backwards in towards my eye. And now for my absolute favorite part. I'm going to be applying the Lit Cosmetics glitter in Mary Jane to my lid with some of the Too Faced glitter glue to hold it in place. I first pop the glitter glue onto the back of my hand and then use a flat brush to apply it to the center of my lid while trying to avoid the eyeliner. With a tiny brush, I'm then applying the Mary Jane glitter on top of the glue. I'm trying to go for a sunburst effect, so I'm concentrating most of the product in the middle of the lid and then dragging the excess out to the edges. And without fail, there's a cat hair on my brush. If you've got some glitter fallout, which is practically inevitable with glitter, take some tape, and right here I'm using some painter's tape, and I wrap it around my fingers backwards so that the sticky part sticks out, run it along my cheeks, and voila, all gone. To highlight my brow bone, I'm going to be using MAC's Blanc type eyeshadow. Alright, on to the rest of the face. I'm priming my face with Makeup Forever's Step 1 Hydrating Primer because my skin's been a little bit dry lately, and I think it's because I've been wearing foundation a lot more regularly. I'm then going in with a recent foundation favorite of mine, the Maybelline Dream Velvet Foundation in the shade 10 Porcelain Ivory, and I'm using a damp Real Technique sponge to blend that into my skin. With my foundation done and dried, I'm going in with the Body Shop Honey Bronzer in 01 Light Matte. I never really change up where I apply my bronzer, so it's going in the usual places, on the tops of my temples, backs of my cheekbones, and along my jawline. For blush, I'm using the Becca Beach Tint Shimmer Soufflé in Guava Moonstone. I first started out by applying it with a stippling brush, but I didn't feel like it was giving me enough impact, so I went over top of it with my fingers as well. If a brush isn't giving you enough impact, your fingers will often deposit more color, so that's why I went for that. For my highlighter today, I'm going to be using MAC's Whisper of Gilt. I wanted to bring some gold into the look, so that's why I'm using it. I know this was limited edition, but grab for any gold highlighter. Back to the eyes, I'm messily lining my lower lash line with Marc Jacobs eyeliner gel crayon in Blacker, and then I'm smudging it out with a pencil brush. This just really helps to make sure that the product gets into the roots of my lashes so that I don't have like a little bit of a gap between my lower lash line and my waterline. Once the eyeliner is applied, I'm then going over it with MAC's Print eyeshadow and a pencil brush to make sure it's just even darker and blacker. To finish off the lower lash line, I'm going to apply some glitter glue on the center, and then I'm going to pat some of the green glitter on top. For mascara today, I'm changing it up a little bit and using Laura Geller's Glam Lash, and then I'm going to be popping on a pair of Noir Fairy Fake Lashes by House of Lashes. For brows, I'm going in with NYX's Micro Brow in Taupe, and as I always say, I'm just basically praying that the shape comes out okay. And once the lash glue has dried, I'm covering up the lash line with my liquid liner. You can basically paint right over lash glue, which is really handy. For lips, I had at first tried a color that I felt was too pink, so I changed it up and made it slightly more coral. This is Essence's Sheer Shine Lipstick in All About Cupcake. And there we have it. Thank you so much for watching, and have a happy St. Patrick's Day.